Welcome to Worth Following Weekly, 5 minutes of mentoring on the skills you need to develop as a leader who is worth following. Have you ever received a hard conversation and left feeling good? I'm Mark Legvold, the lead consultant for Roots to Sky Consulting, and today we're going to go through actually executing a good plan to do just that. If you're a leader worth following, it should be your goal to inform, correct, guide, and move through a hard conversation while not only keeping the relationship intact, but strengthening it. Last week, we talked about proper prior planning preventing poor personal performance, how remembering to be firm in your planning can help. First statements matter. Stick to the information you need to convey, have your resources, and then close by making it matter. FIRM. Touch the heart and inspire the action at the end. Next week on Worth Following Weekly, I'll model out what preparation really looks like and what to do after that hard conversation so that everyone in your organization will see you as a leader who's worth following. If you've ever had a manager that just jumps into a hard conversation without planning, I'm sure you felt it. Usually feels like emotion drives to the decisions and there really isn't a good resolution. In fact, normally these types of unplanned conversations leave both parties feeling disrespected, unheard, and the information, correction, or guidance that needed to be articulated just wasn't fully executed. Now we have to do it all again, and trust is broken. Planning matters, and it should take time. If you're a leader worth following, spend some time developing a firm plan. Write out at least 3 different ways to say your first statements, and you'll be well prepared. But like I said in the first of this series, preparation starts long before the hard conversation. So, within your preparation, take some time to reflect on the relationship you have with your person and the relationship they have with the organization, including the impact they have had on others. Anticipate the emotions before, during, and after the conversation during this part. Recognize that we all carry feelings at work, and as leaders worth following, we don't ignore them. If you know that the associate you're correcting carries a lot of anxiety before these conversations, and if you don't do anything to recognize and respect it, you will lose credibility. Even a statement as simple as, Jack, I need to meet with you this Thursday about the incident with the order. Understand my goal is to understand what happened, work together to correct any processes, and keep our company's values of kindness and accountability intact. Reach out to me if you have any questions, but until then, I'll see you this Thursday. Notice that the idea of company values comes into play here. If your company doesn't have those and you're a leader worth following, you should have your own. My value as a leader was to make sure everyone went home feeling cared about and respected. The folks I led knew this, and I was secure stating it. Anticipating and respecting the emotions of others is a key part of leading and inspiring all others to follow you. Writing down at least 3 statements in each of the firm areas helps you prepare your emotions too. Once you have your firm statements ready, you're still not quite done. Take some time to write down ideas to refocus the conversation if the tone starts to turn. I always had 3 different courses of action in mind, just in case. Refocus, resolve, or remove. Normally, I would just refocus. If emotions start to flare and take away from the information to be presented, I had a refocusing statement at the ready. I hear what you're saying, and it may be true, but that's not what we need to cover today. Let's refocus on the task at hand so we can continue to be productive. It's as simple as that. Try to resolve. Sometimes our associate really does bring up a good point in the dialogue. Resolving the issue that they bring forward can actually be a tactical win for everyone. But don't lose the forest for the trees. As a leader who is worth following, if you take some time to resolve their issue during the difficult conversation, make sure to circle back to the issue you need to address. This is where a written plan really does come in handy, but respecting their problem-solving ability in a conversation can really go a long way. The last resort, remove. It sounds like this. I can see that we've lost the ability to be productive in this conversation. Let's take a day to reflect on how we started and finish up the information that needs to be communicated tomorrow so we can both move forward with accountability and care. Look, there's a lot to doing these conversations well. It takes preparation and practice. If you use a firm plan, you write it out and you get good at it, they come a little bit easier. If you or your organization struggles in this regard and you want a little help in learning the skills, send me a message at rootstoskyconsulting.com. I'm happy to help. Next week, we'll look at closing out the hard conversation to make sure to build your strengths and keep you as a leader who is worth following.